So everybody should have access to this folder. It's called Round Progression Excels. I guess they're sheets, not Excels. This folder here. So I gave everybody editor access here. But let's just go. Pretty much all we were going to do today was go back to Hot Girl Summer Barbados. We'll walk through again how we find the numbers to fill in. And then I have Natural Beauty and Workout Warrior also ready to go. So maybe each of you could try one of them. I don't have Big Game ready yet. I got to build it out because it has more rounds. But maybe just quickly, each of you could try one of these and we can just watch you do it and you can ask questions. So I feel like that's the best way to learn, is to just do it. If that's okay. Okay, so let's go Hot Girl Summer Barbados. So we have last week's numbers here that we manually put in. We've grayed out everything that's previous. So now if I open up my new, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to Mixpanel, not there. We'll make sure you have all of these. I'll put a document in this folder that has these links to Mixpanel also, so we all have it. Okay, so we're in Mixpanel. We should be good because we already used this last week. So we have Barbados, all of the rounds here. Okay, here we go. We want to make sure this, let's put this in order A to Z. Yeah, so level 1 shouldn't be there anymore, so that's good. 0, 0. So let me jump down past and go to level 2. So, okay, here's this 451 that we can see is this number that we did last week. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and gray this out also, so that we know this is actually in the past and this is the current real numbers going forward. Because again, like we put the real numbers in and then it projected these numbers, but we don't actually know these were true. So let me go start here. We're in week 14. You can see round 1 and 2 are not there anymore, which is correct according to Mixpanel. This is round 2, 0. Okay, so this should be round 3. Okay, so we're in order here. So around 3, 22, 72. We can see how these numbers are way off, and it's because they unpaused all of the paused models because it's the last round 3. So that's going to throw these numbers way off. Now going forward, I think starting in Big Game, so like Big Game, Natural Beauty, Euro Summer, the new one, Radiance, instead of unpausing them at the end like this, they're just going to let them lose. So it'll make more sense. You're not going to have this huge number like 7,226 because these people are just going to get eliminated. But because of how the rules are written, we have to let these people come back in the competition. So 2272 is what we're going to go with. So get rid of this, 2272. Okay. So again, these numbers are just going to automatically change. Okay. So we're just worried about this top line here. This is the number of models in week 14 with the round 3, round 4, round 5. Okay. So this is a huge number, 7226. 7226. 783. I know this part is kind of boring to just watch me do this, but eventually you guys will be able to just do it by yourself. 637. 566. 380. 332. And then I got to come back up here to get rounds 10, 11, 12. 180, 27, 5. 180, 27, 5. Okay, so all those numbers are real numbers from last week. And now we have the projections into the future. I know the main thing we were talking about is how does this number change? I think last week we were looking at like 56, but because we just unpaused all those people, that number went way up. So like that's something that would be good to like tell me. If if we were doing this where we weren't meeting up and you guys were just doing this on your own and you saw this number went from 556 to 7,226, that would be something where I would expect that you would send me a message and say, hey, just want to make sure this makes some sense that last week we only had 556 people in round 4, and somehow this week we have over 7,000. And then we could talk about it and say, okay, thank you for bringing that up. Maybe we need to go here into our assumptions and look at like round 4 and make this like 12, because now we have a bunch of people that are like unpaused and not trying. You know what I mean? So these people are like probably don't even know that they're unpaused. So maybe we bump that up. So like it actually changed our number a little bit, just that one round. So instead of, we could say, okay, for this round, since we just put a bunch of people in here that are not trying, we'll make the round size bigger. But that's really like the insights we're trying to get, like everybody has a bunch of stuff going on. I try to follow this stuff as much as I can. But like until I looked at that, I wouldn't have known that we unpaused 6,500 people. So that's good to know that potentially we should change this round size for next week. Maybe even like these first few, this is going to be like a lot of dead weight here. But that's pretty much it. And then you just leave it for the rest of the week.
James, you know that unpause was applied like everywhere, right? Like everybody is unpaused now. I think it happened by accident, but yeah.
I did not know that. Okay, yeah. So I guess maybe we'll see that in other competitions as well, potentially.
Yep.
But yeah, like something like that looks really weird to you is definitely something that you'd want to bring up. And it may only be a 2-minute conversation, but it's nice to have a couple more people understanding what's going on. I didn't know that there was a problem with unpausing. So
it seems like there is, right? That seems like a glitch. Justin was only supposed to do it for the first few rounds moving forward, but I'm not sure. Maybe something happened there.
Oh, that's the auto unpause you're talking about?
Maybe
that Justin changed the check marks. Okay.
Maybe we'll figure it out later.
Okay. Yeah. It's either way. It's what it does is it brings up a conversation so we can all pay attention to it. But yeah, if you guys feel pretty comfortable, I mean, it's not super, super difficult. Remember in mixed panel, we don't have round 1 in mixed panel on this chart, so we have to open up a different mixed panel. But we'll do that for the next competition. But yeah, if somebody wants to try, we can have somebody go into like Workout Warrior next if you want. Okay. I'll stop sharing and let you share. I will. I'll send it again. No problem. I'll start a chat here. Okay, I just sent it in Slack, and then let me get you the mixed panel. Okay, this is mixed panel for round progression. Except round one. No, you can do Workout Warrior. Yeah, big game weekend. I haven't gotten to yet. It's a little. I gotta take a little more time to build it.
You good on that one, James, or do you want to work on that together?
I might need you, because
Yeah,
I'm not as good as like knowing when I can pull and repeat and not repeat. So I may reach out to you and try to fix that with you.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was easier going the other way, like deleting, than it is adding.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, and then you'll need this different mix panel for round one, since Workout Warrior is still recruiting people. But yeah, you can start with the other one. What we need to do is figure out which week we're on, because we're coming in kind of like in the middle for Workout Warrior. I sent a link as well. See if that works for you. Yeah, yeah. Just dismiss that maintenance thing.
You guys might want to store this list in your own like listing. Like, I'm sorry, you store this graph in your own like saved graphs.
3 months will be fine. Will you move your Slack off to the side? Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. So it's already says Workout Warrior. That's good. And we need to add, oh, it's already doing it for you. So this is going to be accounts created, which is new accounts that went directly into Workout Warrior, plus enter contest, which is people who already had an account and then entered Workout Warrior from being in platform. So these will be like new, in general, it's just everybody who entered Workout Warrior each week. So then if you go down to where it shows you like May 19th, May 26th, just move your cursor to the left a little bit and down. And then, yeah, just scroll over to the side. You'll start to see the numbers pop up once registration was open. So I think registration opened whatever, like something like June 23rd or whatever. So that should be the first week that anybody signed up. So that's one. We only need the most current one. So let's just count how many. Sorry, go back a little bit to the left. Let's just see how many there are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let me make sure that we're ready to be on week 8. I'm looking at the other mixed panel. 1 second. I think that the numbers haven't loaded yet. So let's do week 7. Unless I'm looking at something wrong here, but yeah, let's do the second to last one. And then we'll go to our Excel sheet. Okay, Workout Warrior. So we're calling this week 7. So if you want to just drag all the way from week 1 to week 6 and do the gray it out. Yep. And then just do the fill. Yep, exactly. Perfect. Yeah, so that's all in the past. So we don't really have to worry about that. Those were like speculative numbers, not real numbers. So now we're in week 7. Yep, exactly. And that's for round 1. Just click on 1198. Yep, this is good. Yeah, we just had to make sure we get rid of like the equation, but yeah, it's good. Just 1198 is perfect. So now we need to go to the other mix panel. Yeah. So yeah, here we need to change it to Workout Warrior. So on the right side where it says filter. So it's telling you it's going to filter by contest name, and then it says is, and we want to uncheck that, and then change it to Workout Warrior. Okay, that should update for us, and then yeah, that should be just scroll down and see if that's in order. Does it go like number 2, number 3, number 4? Yeah. Okay. So the first 2 are the last 2. So we'll just start there with 2 and then scroll to the right. Yeah, these are going to be zeros because we're way backwards in time. Okay, so these, we want to get the same date. So these are also the ones that we grayed out already on the Excel. Yes, but there's also, we skipped counting one because this is round 2, which would have been 0 in the first week. So August 11th should be the correct date. It's yeah, because this is round 2, so there were 0 people in the first week. But the dates, if you go to the other mix panel, it should be August 11th. Yeah, so that'll be correct. Yeah, it's just the other mix panel, the way we built it, we can't get round 1 because there's like too many different ways to enter. So we have to do it a separate way just for round 1. So yeah, that number doesn't necessarily look right, which is interesting. Abhishek, any ideas here? Why does it say that in this week we only had 17 people in round 2? Is that possible? Why
That
does it
same,
say?
the same week only has 174 in round one, right? For that same cohort.
No, let me see. Sorry. No, that cohort had 1,131 the week
So,
before in round 1.
but this is this week's round one, right? So these are like, is that right?
This is this week's round 2 is what he's looking at. That number 17.
So what was this week's round one? Or I'm sorry, what was that group's round one?
1,131.
Yeah, so that's weird, right?
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Is it possible you change some of the numbers there? Like, are some of those rounds at 12 or whatever? Group size, stuff like that. But guys, this is exactly what we're trying to like pick out, right? Like, you guys will start to see the patterns and you'll be like, okay, that's weird. Right? Like,
Yeah, like if
1,017 should be somewhere in the hundreds in terms of people progressing.
yeah, because if you look to the left, these other round 2 numbers are 137, 228, 173. So how did it drop to only 17? I am not sure. But Carlos, while we think about that, let's just go ahead and put those numbers into the Excel. So yeah, it's telling us that is apparently only 17, which is odd. Yeah, yeah, because you'd think how could we have 1,000 people signing up each week, and there's supposed to be like 3 runners up in round 1. So how are there only 17 people working in round 2? That doesn't really make sense. Okay.
Just while you think about it, any chance that you made like the number of runners up and the amount of people in a round or in a group bigger, or in the number of runners up smaller for that? Like, was there some kind of something we
Nah,
did?
I actually can't change that because it's in the rules, so that wouldn't have been it. You can change the group size, but not the numbers of runner up.
I see. Okay, got it.
Carlos, go ahead and just keep filling out the yeah. So like down 1, 326. Yep, that'll be round 3. See, like that number actually looks okay based on our projection.
And guys, just so you know, I'm gonna have to jump in about 2 minutes to another call.
Okay, no worries.
Hey, Philip, are you tracking all of this? The fact that there's 2 mixed panels, one for round one, and then one for all the other rounds, and then these different spreadsheets and what you have to fill out, that kind of stuff.
Yes, I have my tabs open as well.
Okay, awesome. And then you guys can kind of like maybe hopefully take a nerd through it.
Yeah, we can keep doing it together another week or 2 also. It's I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay to take 30 minutes for us to walk through it, but okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little stumped on that number 17. Why is that? 17 doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and that could be something where then we are figuring out that for some reason Mixpanel is not, for whatever reason, wasn't processing correctly that week or something.
And can you look at admin to cross-reference, James?
Not really. I guess I can. Yeah. Okay, let me do it. It's
Yep. And with that, I'm going to let you just do the work and then drop off.
okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk later.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, while you do that, I'm gonna go into admin panel, into Workout Warrior, and view groups. I'm gonna look at round 2, and this will be groups that are already finished. And that was like August 11th, you said? Something like that. Oh, you know what? Maybe here's a potential issue. Let me see what's happening here. Round start. What happened here? Mm-hmm. In Mixpanel, no. Yeah, so it's okay. We'll just leave that as a projected number, so you don't have to mess with that. Yeah. So now, okay, so you put those numbers in. Now the curious thing is always to scroll to the left on here. And yeah, all the way to the left and down a little bit. Yeah, see, this is a crazy number, 454. So if you scroll back up and scroll to the right, you're gonna see like this is okay, 1 interview, then 4 interviews, but then now you get into these crazy numbers where we're like 8 interviews a week, 12, 16. These are like horrible. These are way too high. So that's obviously not good news. So again, that would be something where you'd just send me a message and say, hey, like just did the round progression for Workout Warrior. You should take a look. The number of interviews is like 450. It's a really big number, you know, and that's really all you have to do. It's just like a warning for me so that I can dive into it and look and say, okay, we need to make these groups bigger because now there's too many people progressing and there's not that many weeks. You know what I mean? But yeah, really, it's not too difficult. Once you have the mix panels and you have the Excel, it's just like filling in the numbers and just kind of like understanding what might be a problem. Like I would say if you had done this without me, you would have seen that 17 in round 2 and sent me a message and said, "Hey, I don't know if I'm doing this right or doing it wrong, but it looks weird." And then you could also at the end say, "Hey, there's a bunch of interviews. You might want to look at the round sizes." And that's really it. It's that simple. You know, you don't have to. We're not trying to have you guys go fix the problem. We're just trying to have you have eyes on the problem. So it's not just me every time trying to hope that I find the problem. So the number we want there for total is like around 30. Yeah. I think like in the beginning of the competition, we're going to see the number be a little higher based on projections because Justin likes the models to move through the competition a little bit faster at the beginning so that we can get somebody into the interview round because that's obviously we make the most money in the finals rounds. But then after that first and second cohort kind of get through like 5 weeks, we have to adjust so that that number doesn't get crazy like that. So yeah, now is probably the time we need to adjust because there's too many models coming where we need to make the round sizes bigger. Go to in that Excel sheet, go to the other page. I can't see it on there. Yeah.
Assumptions.
Yeah. See, like, and obviously some of these assumptions have to do with like auto pausing and retry. Okay, actually, I think I was messing around with this. I'm gonna go in. It should change for you also. Let me see. Really, that percent of active losers using retry, that's actually going to be 0 for everybody in Workout Warrior because we can't use retry until Natural Beauty. So did it change for you? Okay, so now go back to analysis and see if that interview number went way down. Oh yeah, see? So it went from like 454 to 193. So that's good news. But you know, that would be something that you'd bring it to my attention that it's 450 and I'd be like, whoa, that's way too many. And then I got to come in here and start to play around with some of these assumptions. But yeah, I mean, that's much better, 190. But yeah, it's still probably about the time where we need to bump up the group sizes. So that's it. We're just looking for you guys to fill this out and then give us like insights that look off. Yeah. And then I think the more you guys do this, the more you'll have some understanding of what we're looking for, like why Elegance got so effed up. Because Elegance, we have like 120 interviews, and we can't do anything about it. So we don't want that problem to happen again. So, and you can always come in here and play around with the numbers too, just to see, like if you go to assumptions, Carlos, like sometimes if we get into like a real problem, we could change average models in a group, like change round 10 and 11, the last two, change those to like 12 and 11, round 11, change that to 12. And now go back to your analysis. You should see a big difference. Yeah, see. So you could like, if you have to, you can do some of these things, but the problem is, you know, we don't really like 12 people in a group when there's only one winner because they've been going through with like 5 people, 4 people, 3 people, 5 people, 4 people, and then you get them to the very end and you put them with 12 and it feels like unfair kind of. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is a fucking scam. They get everybody to the end and then do a group of 30 and try to like get people to outbid each other. So that's why we built these sheets to try to like make it as like free flowing and even as possible. So go ahead and change those back to 5 for now, just so we have a better idea of what the true number is. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so that's good. Philip or Nerda, do you want to try to do natural beauty? It should be pretty easy because it just started.
I'll try to do natural beauty.
Okay, yeah, Carlos, you want to stop sharing and then we'll let Philip share? Okay, I think natural beauty might only be in like the second week, so we're not going to see too many numbers, but it's good practice. Okay, yeah, so okay, I'm gonna come in here. 100% is obviously not right. That's not gonna make sense. So let me change. I'm gonna change this to 50 across the board. We're really not sure what this number is, but okay. And then natural beauty, these average numbers are really like 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then these are all 3s. Okay. That should be closer to what the real numbers are. Weekly recruited. Philip, you want to go to the mix panel round 1 page?
Here.
Yep.
Which of them? I see 2 here.
Yeah, it's the one you clicked. At least it should be. Yeah, scroll to the right. Yeah, it just should be some numbers eventually. Okay, yeah, so we're on week 3. But I think that August 18th is not a full updated number. So let's again go with August 11th. So we'll go to our let's fill out week 1 and week 2 since it's going to be easy because we have the numbers there. So if you go to your Excel,
So this is week 1. So I should fill the here.
yeah, it was like 700 something. I can't remember what it was you had on the other sheet.
713.
Yeah, so let's do that because that's a real number. Yeah, so we want to get rid of that whole equation. So I think if you either like double click or you can highlight, and you got to get rid of the equal sign too. Yep. Okay. Good. And then, yeah, that'll be week 2, round 1.
So where do I see week 2? Is it from here?
If we're going to do week 2, round 1, you got to still use the other sheet because this sheet is only for round 1s. So August 4th was week 1, round 1. August 11th is week 2, round 1. So that's the number there, 4285. Okay, good. Yeah, now you got to come here. Exactly. Yeah, just make sure you uncheck Workout Warrior. I think it's still listed there. Yep. Okay, so yep, scroll all the way over. See, this is weird also. August 11th. Why doesn't August 11th have any people in round 2? What is going on there?
Oh, I see. So since we have like over 4,000 users here, definitely we should have some numbers here for round 2.
So, okay, here's what I'm thinking for this one. The problem is when we open up the competition, we sometimes open the recruiting like 9 days before the round ends, or even 10 days before. So I'll bet you that if you go back to round 1, I'll bet you that it's actually 713 plus 4285 is actually the week 1 number. And it like grabbed a couple people from the August 4th week and it put them in with the August 11th week. But that's actually the first week of the competition together.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
yes.
That maybe we could potentially have other numbers that are off. The other numbers shouldn't matter because we never really went to the beginning, but I bet you that's what it is. So, like if you click at the top here, let's go to 30 days instead of 3 months. And then okay. So it's going to go day by day. That's good. So scroll over. I'm going to go, let me check the rules real quick. I'm going to tell you when. So we actually opened registration on August 8th. August 8th, yeah. So you can see those are the first people that signed up. But then round 1 actually didn't end until yesterday. Yeah, how does that make sense? No, but the registration, these numbers making sense. Round start. Okay, so it should be So the registration for the first cohort is from August 8th to August 15th. August 8th to August 15th. The question is, yeah, if we add those up, let me get a calculator
Does
here.
it make 4,000?
Yeah, that's the question. Does it make 4,000 whatever plus 713? Let's see. You want to just read those numbers off to me? I'll put them in a calculator.
Okay, 17, 337.
337?
Yeah, 337,
Okay.
350, 359,
Mm-hmm.
495.
495.
Yes, 526,
Okay.
714,
Uh-huh.
588,
Uh-huh.
903, 559,
Okay.
500. We're stopping at August 18th, right?
No, let's stop at August 15th, actually. Sorry.
Okay, so we should take out the 500 and 559. So August 15th is 903.
Okay, let me see. So that only gets us 3939. So that's interesting. Okay. I don't want to hold you guys too much, but this is also good insight again. So I have a feeling that the way Abhishek set up these mix panels is that it's actually not the cohort that he's setting up. It's just it's just who created an account on which day. So this actually isn't telling you which cohort they're going into.
Okay, are you saying this is just like the number of users registered on that day?
That's what this is right here, yeah. So it's only for natural beauty, this is how many people signed up that day. And then on the right side, you see it's people who either created an account for the first time and chose natural beauty as a competition, or enter contests should be people that already had an account and then saw that natural beauty was opened and decided to enter. But yeah, if you X out enter contest, if you take that off, then this should be new people to the platform that signed up for natural beauty. So it's these numbers are a little bit lower, but these are mostly people coming from like paid advertising. And then the other number is people who already had an account that are just coming from in platform. But okay, I think I need to get with Abhishek and make sure that these numbers are correct. Maybe this mixed panel might not be perfect, but it's good insight either way. And then I'll think about why that workout warrior number is so wrong on the second round. But if you guys are okay, I'm going to put in this meeting again for next week. I'll try to get with Abhishek. We'll try to set up big game, the Excel sheet for big game, and then maybe we'll tweak the mix panels and we can come back and kind of tell you what we did so you guys understand why we might have did it incorrectly the first time. But yeah, this is why this is so complex. So we're still learning too. But yeah, if we can figure all this out, it helps us moving forward so that we understand how many people are entering, because nobody really knows. We're just like, oh, a bunch of people entered, great, let's make some money, and nobody's tracking any of this. So I'll let you guys get back to work. I did put a ticket in today for a new competition launch. It's called Radiance, and it's going to be for models who are 40 years or older. So the engineers worked on something already where, like, when you put your birth date in, if you're under 40, you cannot choose Radiance. But we want to make sure that's working. So I'm sure they'll kind of walk you through that testing. The competition in general works the same. It's 12 rounds. It's similar stuff with the notifications, but it just has that caveat of age restriction. So look out for that coming from engineering at some point.
All right.
Cool. Thanks again for dropping in. I will put us in for next week, and we'll try to confirm that we're doing it correctly before we let you guys go off on your own. Okay. Thank you. Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Yes, you-